Welcome everyone to another video from yours truly, Views from the Stands, and your host is here as always, Gunner, and we're going to be talking about our episode 18 of our Portal series. Um, and this is the last one, guys. I mean, next time we're going to be talking about this, we're going to be revealing our rankings. So let's get into these last two teams, guys. As we do a send off for this series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I have enjoyed it. And the first team we're going to talk about here is Alabama. So Alabama, they had the situation where they lost to Michigan in the semifinals. Then Nick Saban retires, and then they hire Kalen DeBoer, and then those dominoes fell from all those other schools, right? They brought in 8 total players. 247 has the 10 best class. One has them as the 70th best class. And we're going to talk about a handful of these players. And the first guy I want to talk about here is Keon Sapp. He's coming from Michigan safety. Young safety, 28 tackles last year. He's still physical in my opinion, 2 interceptions. So I think this is somebody that can come in and kind of fill that Caleb Downs role, given the fact that he left to Ohio State. Very talented kid as well. Next guy, and this is kind of the theme of this class, Parker Brailsford coming from Washington. And this is a top interior line, plays center and guard for them. Played very well, like I mentioned, and so he knows the scheme. He's going to fit nicely, and this is a good fit. Another guy coming from Washington is Jeremy Bernard. 40 catches, 500 yards, 4 TDs. He's a speedy wide receiver. Shout out to Nevada and Vegas. Got really Anderson, but talented kid, man. So I think he's, again, similar to Parker, right? He knows the system. He's going to fit in nicely with those other talented wide receivers, and he's going to, get to compete. Next guy here is Austin Mack, another guy from Washington. He's basically the future QB, in my opinion, for Bama after Milroy. So Milroy is this last year coming up. So after that, I do anticipate Austin Mack to be the guy. I mean, he's a talented kid from Folsom, California. They definitely know how to develop some QBs out there, in my opinion. Next guy is a guy that I am familiar with, Domani Jackson, coming out of USC. Talented DB, man. He just needs more developed, in my opinion, in tackling. I think those are two things where we saw. I mean, this guy's very fast and just an athlete, and he just needs more time, more development, I think he'll come along. And then the last guy I'm going to talk about here is LT Overton, man, from Texas A&M. He's one of those talented linemen these past 2 years or the 2022 class, I believe. 40 tackles, 1 sack. And I think he can fit in nicely with what Bama's trying to do. So I was actually, interested to see if SC would get this kid, but it is what it is, and he goes to Bama. He's going to do some good things there. So, guys, that's Bama's class overall, and some of the players that I want to talk about. Solid class. I think this is very good, and we'll find out where they end up in the rankings. But we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll get into the next team. Hi, everyone. Gunner here to quickly say thank you for the continued support you guys are giving me and have been throughout this journey and whatnot. But if you haven't supported yet, please go subscribe to the channel. That will benefit you, as you'll get notifications, and it benefit myself as well. But I hope you guys enjoy the Transfer Portal series. Here we go. Welcome back, guys. Your host is here, Gunner, and we got part 2 of episode 18. In the next school we're going to talk about, it's probably not that easy to see, the University of Georgia football, boys. This is basically an SEC episode, for all I know. And we're going to talk about their class. They brought in 7 total players. 247 has them as the 14th best class. 1 has them as the 67th best class. Definitely, again, I mean, similar to a Bama, right? I mean, these guys, they don't need 20 players like an ASU portal class, right? They just need 7 to 8. They're going to fill in the gaps. You know, they're doing so well in the high school class, right? They just have so much talent, you know, and to give one some slack in terms of their ranking in the 67, right? They also kind of factor more of the who's leaving and in coming in, right? 247 just really focuses on the in terms of how they rank, but um, it is what it is, and let's get into it. So first guy I want to talk about here is Benjamin Urasek, man. I've had the pleasure to know this guy, given the fact that he's coming from Stanford. This guy has 90 catches, 1,200 yards, 5 TDs. He's going to fit in the offense nice. He's going to basically be the Brock Bowers of this offense this next year and in the future if he can play after this. But so another talented tight end, smart kid, and yeah, he's going to do some crazy things with Georgia. Next guy is Colby Young, wide receiver, 6'3", 215, great size. Coming out of Miami, he's got 70 catches, 800 yards, and 10 total TDs. So this is a great physical player. This is somebody I think they were kind of missing, in my opinion, outside of Bowers. So having this guy, he's a senior, and he's going to come in here and do work. I mean, the thing is, what's great with Georgia, they have Carson Beck, man. He's one of the top QBs returning. I know Shadour's out there, and I understand that. But, I mean, Carson Beck, he puts that ball in where it's needed. So, next guy here is a very talented running back. Hopefully he can, take care of his off the field issues, which we'll kind of talk about briefly. But Trevor Etienne coming out of Florida. So this is definitely interesting given the rivalry between Florida and Georgia, right? With this whole transfer portal in general, it's always fascinating to see players do that. He's got over 240 carries, 1,400 yards, 14 TDs. Louisiana boy, so he's obviously from the South. He understands the South. He's somebody that he could be in the passing game as well. So he's going to fit in the offense perfect, right? When you got a passing a game like Georgia, that can open up the running game. But yeah, stop drinking and driving over there in Georgia. I don't know what's going on over there in Georgia with speeding, drinking, driving, all this crap. Get it together over there. That's all I really have to say on his issue. So, next guy is Xavier McLeod coming out of South Carolina. Young D lineman, freshman last year, so he's a redshirt freshman. And he's going to come in here. He's going to fit in the rotation. This is somebody that Georgia knows what they want in those D linemen. So, unfortunately, they took a guy from another SEC team and got him to come there, and he's going to can definitely make an impact throughout his Georgia career. And the last guy I want to talk about here is a guy named London Humphreys. He's a wide receiver coming out of Vandy. Played his freshman year. He had some catches there. I mean, Vandy wasn't the best at throwing the ball, so I believe he is family or maybe not family with the Humphreys kid that's leaving Georgia. So I think he's going to kind of fit in that role. They also have Michael Jackson. Shout out to him coming from USC. I think he's going to surprise some people there at Georgia and kind of fit into some rotation. But I think that's the thing with Georgia. They definitely needed to revamp that wide receiver room just a little bit and some of their playmakers on the offensive side, right? The defense is, it's lights out with the depth they have from a talent standpoint. So I like the class overall, honestly. It's a solid class. Probably lean Alabama a little bit, but I think with Georgia, right, they don't need to go too crazy. So, kudos to them for who they got. And guys, this will really conclude episode 18 of our Transfer Portal series, man. Wow, it has been a journey, a long one, can't lie. Probably next year we'll do this, which I probably anticipate. Again, we'll see as this year goes on. We'll probably do this a little bit sooner. Um, when I started this, I thought getting it into April, even kind of mid to end March, just didn't feel right. So we're gonna look into that. Try to see the right balance should be, and go from there. Um, but guys, man, go like this video, go share this video if you haven't yet. Go subscribe. You get notified. Um, Hey man, just enjoy your guys' Thursday, and peace.